Hi everybody. So the next topic we're going to cover in this module is how to add a theme to your plot. And this is really simple. All you do is literally add the name of the theme at the end of your ggplot code. Okay, so let's get started here. So we can start with some text. Now let's add a theme to our scatter plot, and we're going to take the scatter plot that we just built earlier in this module, and this is wealth. So we'll say, label this label it scatter theme, just call it something. Again, these labels don't have to be great, they're just for identifying the code chunk if there's an error or if you want to reuse it. So here, all we really need to do is, well, first let's add back our Viridis color scheme. We have plasma for that. And let's just run that the way it is right now, have a look at it. And okay, so that's what it looks like without the theme. And maybe we think, okay, so here the yellow points for sub-Saharan Africa are not really showing that well against this gray, this light gray background. So we might want to just add a theme. So if you just type theme, you get a name of all of the themes that are available in ggplot2, and we're just going to go here with theme dark, and then we can run that, and that's what that looks like. And indeed, our sub-Saharan African, our points for sub-Saharan Africa show up a lot better on this darker theme. Now we're getting some warnings here in the output, and if we go to the data, we can see basically why that is. I think I mentioned earlier we don't really have to be too concerned about this. Oops, I meant to go to the data. Okay, and we can see that there's just some NAs here. Data is not available for some countries, for some of the variables for either GDP or female labor force participation. That's why we're getting that error, and we can just go ahead and we don't have to worry about that, so we can just put in our chunk here, warning, false, message, false. And one other thing I'll mention is that if we wanted to just apply that to the whole document, we could put it up here in the YAML header. We could put execute, and we could put warning, false, message, false, and that would apply to the whole document. So we wouldn't see warnings or messages with the code chunks, associated with the code chunks for the whole document. It's kind of a risky move. Sometimes you want to see the messages when you're working on something. So for now we won't use that, but if it can be helpful if you want to render a document and you know that a lot of the code chunks are going to be throwing messages and warnings, but you're not concerned about those messages or warnings because, for example, they deal with just missing values that you already know about. Okay, so that's one example. Let's do one more example. Now let's do a theme for a bar chart. And we'll add a code chunk here. And we'll just call this label bar chart theme. And okay. And from here we will use our FLFP region bar chart from earlier, and we'll add scale fill brewer palette equals yellow green, and from there we can just add a theme. And I like the minimal theme a lot just because it's nice and clean. But let's go ahead and run that and see what it looks like. Well, actually, let's comment this out for a second. Oh, there's an error here. Okay, that should work. Let's run that the way it is. And that's the default theme. And now let's go ahead and add our minimal theme. And look how nice and clean that is, right? I really like this theme a lot. I use it all the time. Okay, and the last thing I want to tell you about are extension packages to ggplot 2, and these provide additional themes. I have a link to an article about extension packages in the module that you can read. One package that a lot of people like is ggthemes. So let's go ahead and try and do a visualization with ggthemes. And we have code chunk here, just call that ggthemes. Okay, we'll load the ggthemes package. There you go. And we'll take just our basic code for the bar chart we just did. Okay, and the syntax is very similar to the syntax for ggplot themes, theme underscore, and one that I like is the economist theme, so you can make your visualization look like an economist magazine plot using their theming. So that's pretty cool. Or if you, you know, if you're an economist and you miss Stata, you miss using Stata, you can use the Stata theme, and that looks like a Stata plot. And there are dozens of these. So that's basically it. That's how you add a theme to your ggplot plot. And in the next lesson, I'm going to talk about annotations.